Welcome once again to another edition of Financial Friday, and we are joined once again by Jeff Kennedy of the Kennedy Wealth Group. And this week, Jeff is zeroing in on a very important aspect of retirement planning, which we've talked about before, and that's Social Security. So, Jeff, the question I have with you as we start is, why is Social Security planning so overlooked by people?
Well, a generation ago, this was kind of a no-brainer decision. We as Americans weren't living that long in retirement, right? So taking Social Security early didn't really affect benefits. People didn't take it into much consideration. But today, boomers are going to live much longer than their parents did in retirement. And so this decision becomes much more important. In fact, studies have shown that fear of dying has been replaced as the #1 fear of elderly people, and to fear of living too long, if you will, or outliving their income. So it can be a very significant decision that you make.
Well, that's a major change and a major difference.
It absolutely is. And electing early affects a number of things people don't necessarily always consider. One of the big areas in which the effects can be seen is in survivor benefits. If you consider a husband and wife earning about a combined $3,500 of Social Security benefit, you have, a general scenario is he's getting $2,000, she's getting about $1,500. Well, if he predeceases her, which is a typical scenario, the good news is she'll get to keep the higher of the two benefits, but she's going to give up the lower of the two, and so her income is essentially cut by 40%, while presumably the household expenses haven't gone down by 40%. So that's very significant when you consider how long a spouse is likely to live in retirement as a widow or widower. The boomers these days have a 2 in 3 chance of living well into their 90s, so that can be very costly.
Okay, Jeff, we are almost out of time. This is, of course, a very serious decision. Now, I understand you have an event that's going to help people kind of get a handle on the whole Social Security issue. Tell us what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, so many different scenarios to consider. I'm going to teach a class on this. In fact, it's at John Wood Community College next Tuesday. We'll cover topics like, is Social Security even going to be there for me? How much can I expect to receive? When should I apply? And the all-important question, how can I maximize my benefits?
All right, very good. And next week we're talking about?
Next week we'll get into diversification and how to really understand what that means and truly get diversified.
All right, sounds good. Jeff, as always, good talking with you. We'll be back with more news right after this.